Hello guys, I hope you guys are doing very good, right? So guys, this is the kind of lecture that we have been waiting for, and we have done enough lectures onto all these kind of functionalities or the parts that we have already discussed in our previous lectures, right? That how to perform all these particular operations, right? And we have started a new series wherein we are going to integrate Cucumber with our Playwright kind of infrastructure, right? So in my last lecture we have already done a lot of things. I hope you guys have seen my previous lecture, and now on to from this particular lecture, our scope is basically starting from that. We have already created these four folders over here as of now, and onto these particular folders we are going to create a feature file, and we are also going to create a step definition today itself, right? And we are going to have a live demo for that, so that you are at least able to understand what basically goes on. But as I committed to you guys already, that before doing the live demonstration, I'll be making you guys understand some basic concepts. So in order to understand the basic concepts, first of all, let's do a practical work, because my guys, my logic, or you can say my belief system, is built onto those kind of criteria. Is that if you do something, then only you can learn. You cannot learn anything just by seeing it, right? So let's right click on it, click on new file, and let's create a feature file. So what is a feature file? I'm going to explain you, but how to create that feature file? It is nothing, it's just a kind of a text file, which is basically involved in your behavior driven development kind of framework, wherein all your scenarios are written in the form of plain English language. So let's say I have to do something login kind of stuff. Those who are working in in any organization are able to understand what I'm going to say. Those who have still not got job, and yeah, they do not have any exposure, just try to gulp whatever I'm trying to say. You'll get to know at later lectures, right? You're right. So this is how your feature file gets simply created. But what this feature file is all about, let's try to understand, guys, with the help of this particular image that I have taken over here. So guys, what is happening onto this particular feature? I hope you guys know what Agile and Scrum is all about. I have given enough lectures in my organization, and there are a couple of 2 to 3 lectures which are very having harsh words that I have already given onto my lecture. You can have a look onto my Scrum playlist. I do not like any stakeholder and any manager in my Scrum team when I was acting like a Scrum master. But let's, for your kind of understanding, because everybody works in a very bad way. There are hardly 1 to 2% of organizations or projects that really work within a Scrum framework, right? But I know you guys work in a bad environment, so let's try to understand from that perspective only. Because until unless you know what real Scrum is all about, guys, it's just a matter of luck, and it's a matter of chance that you get to know how what Scrum is all about. I've seen idiots working in an organization having 15 to 20 years of experience, and they are handling the Scrum calls, they are present in each and every Scrum meeting, they are acting like a managers, they are present over there. So that's a debatable question, because now the your IT industry is evolving. Very few people are being kept as a resources over here now. You can just imagine that that these two guys are manual testers. Now these manual testers are also not required. So just assume that you guys are automation testers working on a Playwright kind of thing. You are handling your Scrum meeting. Let's say these two girls are kind of developers in your team. This is what your Scrum team comprises of, right? There are many more aspects. If you guys comment it out, I can again give a lecture onto that, but that would be really harsh, right? Because very few people will be able to listen to it. But first, try to get to the skin what I'm trying to say. Let's say this is your Scrum meeting is going on to a particular process, and as per some of the theories that are mentioned incorrectly onto this entire web, internet or web history, or you can say even to the YouTube history, is that stakeholders are also there, and project managers can also be a part of Scrum meeting. No, your Scrum meeting only takes part between your PO and Scrum team. And Scrum team, when I say, is it's a combination of a dev team, which whenever I say, it's like combination of developers and testers and your product owner and your Scrum master. That is it. No stakeholders and no project managers are even allowed to have a conversation. But यू विल से मैं तो पिछले 20 साल से काम कर रहा हूँ, मेरा मैनेजर ही सारा हैंडल करता है. सो गाइस, यू आर वर्किंग इनटू अ रॉन्ग एनवायरनमेंट. अगेन दैट्स व्हाई इट्स अ वेरी डिबेटेबल काइंड ऑफ थिंग. आई डिस्कस लेटर ऑन, but try to understand what I'm going to explain you. It's a very very deep lecture. Very few are people are working onto that environment. So so guys, let's say you are having a particular meeting and you are understanding something, right? So the meeting that normally happens in a Scrum team, sometimes it is very very technical. Even your Scrum masters normally have no interest onto that, and they should not be even interested. This team that basically comprises of that is basically responsible for delivering a particular piece of functionality within 14 days of sprint. This team normally discusses or has various very very technical point of view. Let's say you said that in an organization that only for a login piece of functionality, four combinations are to be tested: correct username, correct password, incorrect username, incorrect password, both incorrect, both correct, right? So these kind of functionality. But let's say this guy is a senior automation tester. He said that because I'm not talking about manual is replaced. It will be harsh to hear. There is no more manual testers, right? So I am assuming that you are this automation guy working onto this particular Playwright, and let's say this guy is a Selenium Java kind of guy having a rest assured knowledge, and you guys are very techie guys. I'm assuming, and you will be there for sure, right? Just believe in yourself and keep practicing. So let's say you say that, what about the database integration and what about the API integration? So you come up various scenarios, and all of these things are basically discussed into this kind of meeting, wherein product owner tries to display a particular piece of functionality, or you can say an acceptance criteria, wherein you have a deep dive thoughts onto it. But when you do the actual coding, your coding does not look simpler. Your coding is very very difficult. It is written in Java. It is written onto this kind of particular fashion. So what will happen to this particular PO, let's say product owner? Will she be able to understand whatever the code you have written? She has no damn fucking any idea of what this Java is all about, what this coding is all about, what this JavaScript is all about, what is handling of alert is all about. She only knows that this is my product and I want you to deliver this piece of functionality to me. That is it. And these are the stakeholders who have invested some amount of money in your project, right? So she has no idea and she does not even cares, and she should not even care itself. That is what I am saying at this point in time. You guys have to take the responsibility that whatever you are writing, at least people are able to understand. So where this problem came that the where this Gherkin concept, or you can say Cucumber behavior driven development, these so many big words, from where they actually came from. They actually came from these kinds of meetings as well, because these people who were illiterate about the technical knowledge, like I have, like you have, or you will be having. We know how to handle, on a page dialogue, on a page, if a particular dialogue appears, how to handle that. I know that you will be doing that on page dot dialogue. If a dialogue appears, you will be handling it. Yes or no? You will be clicking onto that alert. You will be handling, right? But this girl has no idea, and these guys have also no idea what the hell he is going to understand, whether you are able to handle or not. So sometimes the meeting becomes a very technical, and sometimes these guys who have no interest, they still want to show their interest, that we also want to know what kind of coding is to be done, what you guys are actually I mean, they show so much of concern that we also want to get into the logic, right? Am I this session, I don't know whether you guys are going to like it or not, but please be with me. Please be with my emotions at least, right? They do not have any idea of the code. They have never seen what Java, how it looks like in the computer system. They have never seen a binary. If you say where is your binary, they will be getting confused, binary with an exe or whatever it is. So this level of knowledge, and still they want to look into our code. So for these kinds of people, this kind of knowledge or this kind of language got, you know uh, came into existence. So what happens, guys, over here we do one thing. We just say, let's say this is your Amazon website. How many features this Amazon is delivering to you? Feature basically means functionalities. It is allowing you to have a search functionality, which is a feature it is giving to you. It is allowing you to navigate, to add a product to your, let's say, to your cart functionality. If you add a product, it gets added to your cart, right? So this is a piece of functionality. So feature basically means it's a piece of functionality. If I write it into Java, these guys will never be able to write in their entire lifetime. They won't be able to understand what I have written. But now I am writing it over here in the form of plain English language, so that some fools are able to understand, although they do not require to be understand for this, right? They have no requirement for it to understand. But due to them, this kind of things have been developed, and it is making our life sometimes very easy. And really, it has made our life easy. What, let's say you have to type this particular keyword, feature basically means, if you say in Hindi, ये क्या करके देगा, इसकी क्या क्या फंक्शनैलिटीज है, राइट? सो फीचर बेसिकली मीन्स सम फंक्शनैलिटीज. सो आपकी एप्लीकेशन में, इन योर एप्लीकेशन यू मे हैव अ लॉग इन फंक्शनैलिटी वेर इन एवरीबडी इज गोइंग एंड trying to log in, right? And then there comes a keyword like scenario. So those who are testers, who already know what I'm trying to say, scenario basically means you are going to verify a particular scenario, whether you are able to log in with a correct username password, whether you are going to log in with your incorrect username and incorrect password. That is a different scenario, right? But over here, let's say, not, let's say, login functionality, let's say landing page functionality. That is it, because I'm not going into that deep, because I know there are people who are still learning, so I have some concern for them as well. Okay, so let's say my scenario is that, go to Amazon page, and user is able to get the title of Amazon page, right? Let's say this is my scenario. And in order to execute this particular scenario, I have to write code in certain methods. And those methods are referenced in the form of given, when, then, right? So given basically means it's kind of precondition that is already given to you, which means that given means I am on Amazon website, right? When I am on landing page, let's say when I am on landing page, then I am able to get the title of the page. That is it. This is the scope of our lecture. Title of the page. That is it, guys. इससे ज़्यादा मैं आपको पे burden नहीं डालूंगा, right? So in order to run this particular kind of piece of functionality, what you can do is that I have already told you that go to the package.json, and this command is still there, right? Which basically means all your test cases which are present inside the test folders are gonna get run. So just run it at this point of time. npm run tests, right? It says that missing scripts. So sorry, I have done something wrong. I'll explain you, right? So we have got some kind of code generated over here. Just copy it out, right? Once you copy it out, then you have to implement all these codes, all these steps in form of coding, because if you have written something in plain English language, then at least you have to implement them in some form of coding. So your PO, your this girl who has never seen Java, JavaScript, C Sharp, and nothing, at least she is able to understand that, I am on Amazon website. Some piece of code is at least working, whatever these devs have implemented. Now I am on landing page. Now I am able to get the title of this page. So for these kinds of people, guys, these kind of entire framework concept is there. There is a lot of things that we can discuss. If you guys comment it out, I can take a particular session, a live session, but that will take a time. I'm not going on to that particular stuff, right? So allow me to create a particular step definition file. How do you create your step definition file? Right click onto this folder, click on it, and let's say landing underscore step def.js, right? So this is my step definition file wherein I am going to copy and paste the amount of code that got generated. Okay, so just I am simply deleting the unnecessary code over here, and I'm just deleting everything. I am deleting over here everything. I am deleting everything over here, right? So today we are only going to understand how to generate a step definition file. So if I do Control S, I guess these errors or these things should get, deleted. Why they are not getting deleted? Because now some import is required. If you have worked in Selenium, if you whenever you import this given method, you have to import the jar file for that. So let's say import this given then उसके बाद then from uh, double quotes, or you can say like single quotes. Cucumber at cucumber, I normally prefer double quotes always, most of the time, so that's why this is my habit. Okay, so this is done, guys. See, all the errors have gone. If you click onto this line, it will redirect you to this particular code. This is your step definition, like, which means that this step is now going to define. So the step that I am on landing page is now going to define over here. I mean, the code will be written in this particular block, right? And when you say you click over here, the code will be written over this block, right? Try to make it async, because I hope I have told a number of times, guys, you have to make it async, because a lot of things we need to take care. It's not like other frameworks, right? So I'm just quickly going to demo you what it is all about. I have generated a feature file, I have generated a step definition file, and I told you why this even concept came into existence, right? So now I am going to print like console.log. I am inside the given method, right? Allow me to copy it out. Allow me to print it. Allow me to print it. I am inside when method. I am inside then method. It is very simple English, like given that you are given a piece of a burger, and when I order you that you should eat it, then you should be able to eat it. So it's that kind of functionality, right? Very simple, very plain language, right? Just run your particular test case. It has run all your particular test case properly over here, right? So this is, guys, we have slowly started to work onto a particular framework kind of stuff. Right now what I'm going to do is that we are going to implement page object model onto our next lecture. Okay, wherein I am going to take all the locators, all the methods that are going to perform onto a particular page, onto one page, and then we are going to call over here. So the execution goes like this. सबसे पहले, first of all, you come over here, right? I am on the Amazon website. You click over here, right? Then on the second phase, your step definition file gets executed. After that, inside that step definition, quickly you go to your pages file, and from that your pages file you go to your support files. So I'll explain you in a very detailed manner. I hope you have liked my lecture, and if you have liked my lecture, guys, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up so that I get even more motivated to generate these kind of lectures, right? So thank you for your time, and thanks for your patience. Thanks a lot, guys.